Real word already, so let me talk about a hypothetical word. We are a company called clickcart.com, and I serve as independent director on the board. And along with me, we have Raghu. He is our CIO and heads also the cybersecurity. And we have Sridhar Govardhan. He is our IT service provider and provides the security services. And we have Tamaghna. He's our CFO and also in charge of the internal audit. Now, problem I have is in the last board meeting we had, we found a lot of cybersecurity issues popping up and a lot of security incidents. We had not been covering the security dashboard till now in our board meetings. So there was a request to me that I take charge and invite an internal work group to come up with a security matrix dashboard. And some of you here are from his IT department. Once we are done with it, you can pass your comments and give some more inputs. So guys, are we ready? We'll do a brainstorm. Okay, thank you. So, what has caused these security issues?
What has caused these issues is, we have some basic, threat prevention in place, but I think we have not been investing enough on security. Being a startup which just started recently, I guess, the focus is more on growing business, and we've not probably had, that much spend on the security, and probably that's why we are, having some of these breaches that are being reported.
Guys, this is just slipping. So, spending more money will, I think you're CIO and you work under a tight budget.
Yes, Tamaghna does not give me enough funds, so obviously I'm challenged on that front. And because he does not give me, those many funds, so, whatever funds he assigns, with that we evaluate what are the best possible technologies, what are the use cases that are there. We analyze threats that the organization is exposed to, and then work out some projects which we can work on, and then based on whatever funds Tamaghna gives, we try to prioritize, and we now want to come to board through you and present to them what needs to be done beyond what we are doing today. So expecting more funds in a way.
Yeah. What kind of security, cybersecurity budget we have, and as part of overall?
Well, it's not about budget. So if I look at my current infrastructure, so primarily what we see that we've been focusing primarily on the development and delivery, but security is still now is a lesser priority. We do have very basic setup, so we kind of need much more focus on different areas. One area definitely. Say training and educating our employees to see from development to testing to entire SDLC phases. So we do need some fund to look into that and kind of provide some sort of training or education so that they can understand the importance of security.
Is there an industry benchmark on the number of training days or on the training budget?
Not really. Actually, it varies depending on different vendors. So we do have to look into. So either there are
what does this our vendor we just recently?
Sridhar, can you help me out with that? Is there a benchmark that we can look at? For our industry, clickcart.com, other e-commerce giants, what do they do?
I'm the vendor stuck between the CIO and the CFO. Okay. There are industry benchmark, and we can use that to see which are the skills and which are the gaps we have, and then accordingly align. So from a vendor perspective, if you ask us, there are a lot of gaps which needs to be fixed, and this has been already communicated to the CIO and the CFO in multiple forums. He's there. So I'm just putting to the board,
so
executive board.
What did you discuss with him last time?
Yes, so a couple of points. One is from the compliance perspective, ClickCart being e-commerce portal, so you need to adhere to the PCI DSS.
Okay.
There are gaps because the last assessment was on
PCI. What is it?
PCI DSS.
Okay, that's for payment
card
industry and credit cards. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So we need to migrate from 2.2 to 3.1 So there are a lot of controls which need to be changed. And ClickArt has a lot of end-of-life products and solutions, so that.
And what do we need to change from what to what?
So your operating systems.
Uh-huh.
So the CIO is better equipped to answer that.
What kind of operating systems are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of machines which are still running on the older generation OS like Windows XP, which is end of service. So we now, Windows 10 is launched in the market. If not 10, at least, we should look at 8 or 7, which is more stable in the market. So which means, buying a lot of new machines, scrapping a lot of the old machines.
We were discussing metrics and dashboard.
Yeah, I know, but if you have older systems with older operating systems which are no longer supported by the OEM, there are a lot of vulnerabilities which are left around, and that is what is exploited by the hackers.
What kind of vulnerabilities with this old OS?
So basically, these are not supported anymore. I mean, any security threat or bug which has been identified, the OEM is not going to patch it. So it's up to the organization to take a risk on those. So if it is exploited or the exploit is looming in the net, you are vulnerable to it. So we don't have any mechanism to protect that.
Okay.
So like either we need to replace.
So what all kind of metrics are we talking about? We kept on talking financial metrics, looks like.
Not really, but I know this is on in terms of the patching in a way, because if you have old machines with running on older operating systems, they cannot be patched because the OEM does not provide the patches now. And if you do not have the latest patch set, then obviously the systems are vulnerable to hacking by external.
So what
world.
should you track actually? What should we track in case of patching?
Vulnerability. So you need to put it as an open vulnerability is what we have to accept as organization.
And
whether our systems.
I mean, how do you track it? Plan versus actual? Is
Plan versus actual
is there a
is
benchmark?
Benchmark in the sense we always need to ensure that the latest service pack of that particular OS are on all the machines that we have. So the ideal scenario will be 100% patching of all the machines. So that's the target, 100%. We currently are at around 80%, and we now need to plug the remaining 20%.
And also you can add.
So how did you achieve 80%?
That is because some of these machines were replaced recently, and hence automatically the.
So what kind of what number of machines are you looking at replacing now? 20% means what? What kind of expense are we talking about?
20%, like again depends on whether Tamaghna gives me OPEX or CAPEX. If it is CAPEX,
why? I thought this is OPEX, right?
So actually, before we get into that, I would like to just add few parameters. One is, so I know categorize the entire security in three, four different. Okay, it's not working. Okay, 3-4 different parameters. So let's say if I talk about my organization, the parameters are like different domain in terms of application security is one area, infrastructure security is another area, and then on that also then I want to categorize our whatever assets we have in different layers, which is how many assets we have, what is the production assets, what are the let's say staging assets, and let's say the internal assets, the developer assets and stuff. And then on that we'll define some priorities. Let's say we categorize different priorities, say like low, medium, high, 3 different categories, and based on that we can come back with this statistics. Let's say when you are saying the machines are out of band, or like we have to need to upgrade.
But I never heard this term. What is this out of band machines?
So what I'm trying to say that the machines which are obsolete and which needs to be patched or upgraded. So we want to
categorize. Why are we
categorize.
using them, by the way?
Sorry?
Why are we using them?
That's a very good question actually. So we are in a process
and
of.
if we are using them, how will we do without them then?
No, so we do need to upgrade it. So basically, there are some, like we evacuate the systems, and then we never kind of thought of upgrading it so far. So now is the challenge that, since we're looking into security, we do have to upgrade it. So what I'm trying to say that, based on these different layers, if it belongs to production, I would say it's a high priority.
So how did you figure it out? Was it during audits? Or I thought you just handle the finance. Isn't it his job?
No, actually,
we have an interesting scenario wherein we have a very tech-savvy CFO,
So we work very closely actually. It's like we work as a single team.
So we don't need
Not the reality is not that actually.
Oh, he just talks, is it? Just talks technically.
Yeah.
As I said,
But he gets it done from
the
you.
input is
Did
already.
he take an input from you before this session?
Yes, the data
Okay.
point has been given both to CIO and the CFO for the approvals what is required.
All right.
And also we are seeing
And
a
they
lot
are
of,
not letting you talk, I see.
I mean, they are doing their part, so I'm just listening to them. So one more point is on the threat incidents what we are seeing. So the incident has increased multifold. So you need to add that as your dashboard and then point out the real threats what has been seen, both successful and as well as what failed.
What is successful and...
There were a lot of incidents reported. For example, there's a few servers were infected with malwares. And
what is the other category? You said successful
failed. So
incidents.
yes, failed in this how good we were able to prevent it, and what we failed to prevent. I mean, what was successful in the network.
Okay.
But if you ask me whether any
So
breach,
do you know the value at risk? Like if it is
yes,
prevented, what money we saved, or if it would have actually happened, then because see, I'm really looking for business assurance kind of metrics.
absolutely
not your
yes,
technical
Renu, but I don't want to celebrate on success in the dashboard. I mean the security matrices. So no security professional want to do that. Only thing is, I would say, what was successful in attack? Do we have a breach, data breach on?
And how did you conduct them? The successful attacks, you're saying successful attacks.
Yes.
Or is it something?
It is kind of ethical hacking that is done.
So you have metrics around ethical hacking actually?
No, not metrics around ethical hacking. It
No,
is-
we're discussing metrics dashboard, right?
Renu, it's just an assurance that, these people actually do this ethical hacking to ensure that, like, they actually find out all the vulnerabilities and
Okay.
then patch them up. So
Oh.
it's kind of a business assurance that you're talking of. So this actually gives
I
us
think now we are
assurance
talking sense, right? Yes. Board is very interested in the value at risk. Yeah. We are going in the right direction
Yes,
now.
and one other thing,
Guys,
which is very important from a value at risk and business assurance perspective,
Okay.
is the PCI part that Sridhar was talking of. Because unless we have the
Is
PCI,
that just the compliance bit or?
it's not just a
really-
compliance.
No,
because
it's
what
a-
happens is when in an online shopping industry that we are in, when people have to make payment immediately, right?
Yeah.
They would always look for that assurance that it's a PCI.
Okay. So to give the assurance to the buyer,
to the
yeah.
buyer. So that actually translates into business in a way.
Okay.
Also, if you are a breach, if you have a
Okay.
breach and your provider Mastercard, Visa will not support you in that, unless otherwise you are certified for it.
So
Okay.
it's a compliance plus business. It helps business as well.
Okay, and is this whole security bit all about just the OSSs and systems? How about
Not
our networks and these machines and the physical intrusion, and it could be all kinds of.
So when he talks about the compliance, I think that covers all the gamuts.
So can you please educate me a bit on your services? I guess these guys know it from you, but I don't.
Okay, I will do that. So we provide the data center. Your data center is managed by us. So right from the application
So
to the network.
what kind of metrics are we talking about for data center management?
So you can put the physical security layer of it, how many intrusions were identified, and the application part of it, the network, and the security services.
Okay, security services. Why will I track the metrics of security services?
So you can put that how many malwares were reported.
Okay.
in that, how
So
many,
that's your technical metrics
So,
of
yes.
service.
But you may want to.
And when were the incidents?
Okay.
When were they caught, and what was done to ensure that the incident does not reoccur again?
Okay. Our IT department is also here. Did we cover the entire gamut of the metrics that we may be looking
You want
for?
to check the application security team?
Team, do we have any inputs? We will still come to the metrics. We just discuss what kind of metrics. So we will actually define metrics in these areas. Yeah. Okay, education and awareness. Wow. Yeah.
If there is a mail from Flipkart saying that your product has been delivered, couldn't be delivered, please click here. Click.
Okay, so
People
phishing
might
attack.
click on
So you
that.
said
Exactly.
not to be phishing related
exactly.
material.
I think
Okay.
that is one of the first vulnerability we have to flush.
Okay.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
Myself and Sridhar were discussing that the other day. we also need to do a lot of things on training because social engineering is one way of hackers getting information about what's happening inside. So in order to ensure that social engineering from the hacking side is not successful, we need to ensure that our employees and the other stakeholders, business partners are trained on the information security aspects.
Okay. So this is for employees as well as for partners. Okay.
Because what happens is if the partners are if the partners are not aligned, then the breach may happen actually from this.
Any other inputs, team? Huh?
The Flipkart.com might have contacts with customers, right, for security parameters. So are we reaching it or not reaching it? Meeting SLA.
Oh, so you're saying compared to the benchmarks and the SLA performance reporting, okay. So, but first of all, what are the SLAs in first place? We just kept discussing the domain, but we didn't agree on any SLAs.
That you might have agreed with the client, right? Considering you might have multiple clients and they will have security SLAs thrown upon you, saying that this many hours you have to close the incident, and within this many hours you have to.
So response time,
it could be response
metrics
time,
for identifying as well as addressing.
Exactly.
So we can come up with a matrix which will give you the out of SLA issues, like what is the percentage which is out of SLA.
Mean time to resolution, mean time to response.
And,
incidences, and you said MTTR and what is that? Mean time to
Resolve.
mean time to first identify, right? Or discover.
No, it's just a issue has been raised and it has
No,
to be
I
resolved.
have heard something mean time to discover as well. So discovery itself is a
That depends anyway. Not going into detail. That depends
and
upon the
mean
context.
time to respond.
Correct. Respond.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And also about the audit compliance.
And audit compliance,
So in general, not necessarily for PCI decisions.
Okay. In general, okay.
What is the compliance level and where are we on? And
Okay.
We hope to put an internal security org in place so that and we also would like to go in for ISO
We are
27000.
reaching into his area. He's already handling it. So don't assume he doesn't do it.
He does the auditing part, the internal audit part. I'm only talking about the infosec part.
The governance.
That's
The governance,
That's your team,
Yeah,
you
that's
set up. Okay.
Or it could be a separate team that could be looked into.
But we are talking structure. I was more interested in metrics.
Metrics. So Renu, you can add the privacy part in the
Privacy, data privacy.
Yeah, data privacy. So even though it's not very prevalent in India, but it may come in time.
And by the way, what constitutes private and
Because
personal data?
Your customers are providing a lot of information as part of your purchase or as part of your registration itself. So there is a pattern. If you see that a person purchases with a pattern, so there are a lot of personal information being provided to Flipkart. So you need to protect that and then.
Yeah. Okay.
So in terms of metrics, I would come back to the SLA.
Let's just cover the entire gamut. We'll
Right.
just quickly come back to the matrix.
Right.
Okay. I was just seeking your IT department inputs a little bit here. So, any more inputs, team?
Incident details.
Oh yeah. Okay. So what about them?
What are the features happened previous years and
So we'll say history, and you want to know causal analysis?
Trend analysis. something about trend
Causal,
analysis.
trend, aging, right? Okay. All right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Whether it is external, okay.
deep analysis would be
Just a second. So I'm just wondering, did you people not consult the department team? External and internal. And what did you say?
complete
Root cause analysis, yeah. Yeah. Okay, but that's the aging part we already discussed, okay. All right, good. So here we talk about our physical infrastructure or network infrastructure, right? Network infrastructure and workstation security, right? Security, and there you are saying ports and what else? Ports and system admin, hardening of workstations, endpoint protection, okay. All right, so I think we have covered the landscape. Think so?
Yes, you
so
have
why
done.
don't we just go back and look for metrics for each of these, because we'll need to take targets around, we need to achieve certain threshold levels. Even looking at what our competitors do and what are the industry benchmarks. So let's come. So that's, yeah, you're right. So once we look at the matrix and compare to the benchmarks of industry, we may define a roadmap as to where we need to especially do some tools and some more trainings, implementing
so you
certain
need to
initiatives.
have,
So what are you saying?
big data
Initiatives? What do you call it? SSI? Huh? Right? Okay. Okay, and what kind of initiatives we do as part of that?
We need to have a set goal. We need to reduce.
Okay, goal and report against the agreed, or we call it goal or benchmark, right? Okay, and report against the agreed benchmark and corrective actions to, right? All right. All right. Any more inputs, team? Very rightly said. So before even I say goal or benchmark, we would say define our current baseline. But before baseline, we need to know which matrix, right? Agree on the matrix and have the baseline against those, right? Okay. Agree on. So this is our journey to achieve those. But let me go back. So what all we have done till now, guys? We discussed a lot, but we didn't agree any matrix really. So. So we said we have financial issue, budgetary issues. So first of all, let's look at some cost matrix then, right? So, and now need to have funding, no metrics are monitored, need training of employees and industry benchmark of security spend. So I believe we need to do some metrics around our security spend itself, right? So I will start categorizing the type of metrics. So I will say security financial metrics, right? And can I put you as the owner to provide data every month around these as a CFO?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so can we, what are the, so I am putting owner, Tapan? Okay, so can you tell me which metrics are you?
So as I told earlier also, before you spend, you need to first say which area you want to invest
I think
that.
we discussed enough. Can you tell me 4-5 metrics?
So that's what I'm going to tell you,
Yeah.
which is, you have to let me speak first. So one is actually education training. Training is one area we want to invest.
So we say training spend.
Right.
And will you also care to find out the benchmark and?
Right, so
yeah,
you
okay.
have to find out the
internal,
yes.
comma, benchmark, okay?
Right.
All right. Then?
Second is we have to talk to the provider about this patches and this infrastructure replacement.
So patching?
Yeah, and
What?
infrastructure.
You will say planned versus
right, so we have to first
progress.
yeah.
Right?
Right.
All right, what else?
And third thing is obviously we have to, what else, what is the other parameter? I just forgot.
I'll just give it back to you again. So we were talking about need to have funding, training of employees and security lapses. So then we talked about
Yes, so another thing is actually we have to re-evaluate our current whatever devices or perimeter security devices we have and see if we need to reinstall any new devices, or we have to invest on the hardware, basically hardware.
So we are saying hardware.
Internal assessment, and basically we have to re-evaluate our existing security detection and prevention.
But how it
utilities.
becomes a commercial financial matrix?
As I said, our CFO is very tech savvy, so he's got into my
Yeah,
domain.
how
I'll probably,
can you please?
I'll probably get into his domain a bit.
Yeah.
To give you these details.
Yeah.
So, one is the spend on the additional hardware. Okay, so that is something that needs to be monitored.
Just a second. So you said spend. Hardware spend.
Yeah, hardware,
So what will
replacing
you
the
track?
systems.
Actually, what are you tracking in matrix?
In terms of metrics, how many systems I had to say replace last year, assuming that I have the same manpower.
So end of life for
End of life,
systems?
yeah, end of
That
life,
is
how many
plan
have-
versus actual?
Yeah.
All right.
And probably analysis on the, whatever, security spend is required. I mean, there's a host of
The
issues that are
existing
being-
analysis on the existing infra itself need to be done. So is it the adequacy of your security controls?
No, but how do I measure it?
So you need to do a benchmark.
Huh?
You need to do a benchmark whether the
No,
effectiveness
so what
is.
are you benchmarking?
So we need to benchmark with the industry saying that whatever the existing industry trend is. So
No, so you are serving us. You have to tell us that.
for example, yes, precisely. So you're
See,
still
all these
using a
vendors come
technology.
and talk some generic. I end up probing them. I don't know. Yeah.
So precisely, your technology are old. For example, you are still using.
So
a-
you are saying we have old technology. You have to tell us which is the old technology.
So you need to
It's all
migrate.
needed, right? I
No,
want
no,
to
you
be-
definitely need it. So, looking at the vulnerabilities and the threats, what is seen in your network, you need to upgrade
No, see, please can you be specific? What are you monitoring and
your
what is my
intrusion prevention system is.
Okay, now I understand. Okay, intrusion,
Prevention system is end of life.
prevention.
Yes.
What? So what do I track?
So you need to track how many gateways you have and how many you need to replace.
Gateways, current needing replacement
Based on the number of gateways.
versus replaced.
Yes.
Right? Okay. All right. Okay. Get it. And likewise, is there anything else other than gateways?
The list can go on. So
Okay. All right. So
It's, if we have money, if we are willing to give money, he will give a list. Okay.
no, I see. For just beginning, I need just the bare minimal. We can always add more. Yeah.
that's the first thing. So
Right, we didn't have any budget till now.
Sridhar's organization has got a lot of things under the service portfolio. So catalog. So
So let's move on. So this was financial. Right?
revenue is increasing, but the challenge is the bottom line is not up.
No, but again, I'm
Let's move on, I
I'm
guess.
still a bit confused. Why? I don't think these are financial metrics. To me, as a board, I think my financial metrics is the impact of these vulnerabilities and how much of it I could control. You guys are all talking just the technical metrics. Okay. ROI measured as what is the loss I prevented? Absolutely. Because these are spend metrics. These are not the financial metrics really. Yeah. So I will first on top, I will put something like.
Can I put it this way?
No. ROI on. Yeah, ROI means value versus cost, right? So, okay. Value delivered versus cost of security investments.
Yeah. Put it slightly differently. It is the opportunity cost of not investing in these technologies.
Absolutely. So when I said value delivered is the loss I prevented. Yeah. Okay, that's
So,
fine.
as a provider,
That's the matrix I need.
yes, but
Now for
both the
me-
parameters has
for
yet to
me
be invented.
deliver that, for
So
me to
ROI for
deliver that
security and
matrix,
loss of opportunity is yet to be invented. So
right. So for me to deliver this matrix, I need to know what is the value we are delivering as a security organization, and I need to know what is the cost being incurred. So how do I find out a value? It is only if I know what are the vulnerabilities and their impact, right? What is the outage cost? Yeah. On what? On what basis? Baseline against competition for what? Baseline against competition on security cost, security. Pretty cost, right? So when I said, no, I should say no, instead of baseline, I can say benchmark against company. Yeah, okay. Huh? Yeah, that's fine. I can stop anytime, so just stop me because I don't think there will be any questions. Everybody is already contributing. Yeah. What is that? Yeah, total cost of ownership of what? Of security systems and compare to systems, compared to competition, and this could be in many categories like you said, patching, training, all those addressing vulnerabilities, and then you have this in-house audit, right? Okay, internal audit. Yes, that's so many, yeah. I'm sorry? So what are the capex? Because I am actually frankly not interested in too much of capex. Because as much we can handle through OPEX is better, no? We can charge it out on the same years. So, okay, so here we say spend, which is capex versus OPEX, all right? Total cost of versus amount spent to, so you are saying that will tell us that whether we are investing in the secured systems. Yeah, if we end up spending more to keep it secure, then it's not, okay. All right, spend capex versus OPEX was one. And then what we said, you were saying something? Amount? Oh, okay. Amount spent to secure the assets. Total cost, total spend, and versus, okay. All right. Okay, so this is more of financial. So I would say now a bit more technical and metrics. Yeah, but I see some of these are technical metrics. I'm moving them to my technical metrics part. All right, so let's go to the next one. So we will say, what do we call them? Security implementation metrics or
dashboard, security dashboard.
Dashboard, okay. So this is more of non-financial metrics. Okay, I'm just moving some of the previous discussion in here. So we said we want to monitor patching. All right, what else?
Compliance, your compliance status. How compliant are you to the regulations what you have?
Okay, compliance to right here, right? Compliance to? PCI. To why only PCI? Compliance to what?
Your PCI DSS.
Standards. Example?
PCI DSS.
Okay. Okay. And how will you track? We say due date versus done or not done?
How many controls are applicable to you and how compliant?
Controls applicable versus?
Compliant.
Complied, yes, right? All right. Okay.
So incident.
The risk assessment or even incident management or risk assessment.
Uh-huh.
And the risk treatment plan.
Okay, incident.
Or you can edit as GRC, your governance, risk and compliance. How?
So I call it GRC, governance, risk and compliance.
I hope the board members like the acronyms, right?
And then risk, compliance, and in this, what do you want to say? Incident tracking?
Incident metrics, vulnerability metrics, and your threat metrics.
Vulnerability metrics and threat metrics. Guys, somehow it still doesn't look very punchy. I see it is very
No, but if you put the numbers on the actual English, it will be punchy.
Also, this is what our supplier says, wow. You charge for, you provide a matrix program also? Charge for it?
That would be the last point for that. How do we improve the security
Or you can
metrics?
sell the consulting service.
Yeah, they actually create they help organizations create a dashboard as well.
Compliance still with
How
the
about,
CIO.
so I'm getting ideas. I will have our CFO implement security metrics through his internal audit organization, and I'll have you provide consulting services.
Yeah, definitely we will offer that service.
Okay, are you comfortable?
Yeah, I think if the board agrees with that, I don't have a problem with that.
But I'm still thinking, we didn't cover everything. Let me go back once again and look at our whole discussion. Did we cover everything? So we were talking about not having enough money. I thought we discussed enough about that. We will do some benchmarking, right? And we talked about some of the assessments and these operating systems having end of life and all. I think we put that also in the metrics and tracking as part of GRC. That's right. Okay, vulnerability in OSSs, hardwares, all that we covered as part of GRC metrics. Good. We looked at patching. Again, patching was part of the patched versus planned versus actual patching. And then we said various domains like app security, infra security. This again came as part of GRC tracking.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay, good. So far, good. Then we were looking at upgrades, threat incidences.
Have we already included the SLA part? Are you keeping track of the things?
Yeah. And let's just quickly wrap it up and we'll look at SLA also.
Right.
Because so far, we considered only metrics.
Right.
But we need to have the supplier accountable for some SLAs.
Right. Yeah.
Agree. Yeah. So we looked at threat incidences. We looked at ethical hacking. We didn't look at in our dashboard. Yeah, let's look at this here. So where do we introduce it?
Can be in your compliance part.
In
It's part of
compliance?
compliance,
Huh? Where do I put it? Here? No, we said, where? Vulnerability metrics. Here we say ethical.
Yeah, actually that's the process to come with the numbers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so once you get the matrix, actually we don't
Okay,
need to
good, understand. So let's go back
probably you
again.
can add it to your cost matrix as how many pen testing you have done to get that matrix. So that will be like,
Yeah.
Now he is a true CFO.
There was a slide for that. I think we missed it here. So we had a roadmap here. So roadmap was there. So what do you need in roadmap? We discussed. So we said corrective action. Also action.
first we need to get the matrix. Then we
Actions
can
based on metrics, and this will certainly happen after those financial and the dashboard metrics. Correct? That's a good one. Yes. Agree. So I'll put that in commercial metrics. So we looked at here commercial financial metrics, right? So we'll say here our spend demographics. Is that good?
Yeah, your security landscape and where is your investment going into it?
Security. Yeah. We should put it. Yeah.
We actually need to
So
put.
security, metrics, and our what is priority for what? So I'm just going to put priority right here. Priorities will be what happened? Yeah, priorities will be as part of this, right? Actions based on metrics, and I'll say priority areas, right? Okay, so let's just go back where we left. So we were looking at app security, infra security. All this came as part of the GRC. Then we looked at threat incidences. This also again ethical hacking and all we covered. Breaches, we covered this again as part of GRC. Education and awareness, did we? Yeah, so we will track these metrics, right? But this SLA performance are not the education metrics. I'm moving it from here, right? These are different.
Do you want to project SLA to your board?
No. So I'm just look here. So this is education and awareness, and I'm putting one more category here. This is called SLAs, right? So I'll say security SLAs. And here we have performance metrics. But why do I need to worry about internal security organization here? Not here, no? So why not I put it as part of my employee education and awareness? Yeah? Just doing bit of reorg of this pack so that you can take next steps on it, right? Yeah, so, all right, are we done? Can I just walk through quickly again? So this was our intent, right? This was our intent. So we'll say board presentation outline or say background, right? Yeah, so this was a background. And then we said, what do we need? We had some of the needs. We said what metrics we need, why, and then what upgrades, breaches, education and awareness, security SLAs. And then we said incident details, the history and aging and all that. And then we said what is our roadmap, and specifically looked at financial metrics and security dashboards. Good?
So now
We're done? Do you think this brainstorming was helpful? Did we miss out anything?
No, I think, like now Sridhar will, put the English around this.
Yeah, right.
Help with the board presentation.
Yeah. Thank you guys. I think it was a very productive few minutes. So any questions to us, please feel free. Okay, thank you all.
Thank you.